My boys haven't done anything wrong, have they?
No, not at all. Actually, it's about their parents, their Vietnamese parents. They're alive, Mr. Hopkins.
Alive?
To take the boys back with us.
To what?
Take them back.
They are our children.
They are? You didn't just give them to us for a while. They were orphans, or at least they were supposed to be. We adopted them, we raised them.
Excuse me. Jonathan.
I didn't need to sign.
Oh, that's great. I got top building. Jonathan, what are we doing here?
We're waiting for an assignment.
Oh, so we just sit around with our feet up on the desk?
Well, that's what all the private eyes do in the books I read.
Jonathan, we're not private investigators. What's a charade? Wouldn't it be easy for us just to go out, get to know our assignment, and get the problem solved like we always do?
We wouldn't work with these people. We got to wait for the assignment to come to us.
Well, what if somebody just, needs a detective, sees that sign, walks in here and tries to hire us?
We'll take the case. It might be fun.
Are you sure these people are going to be able to find us?
No problem. The boss hired a leg man.
I'm tired of these dead alleys.
Well, dead ends. What can we do?
I know, but to come this far and then we are so close. But it all offshore walls.
Here you go, mister.
No, thank you.
A ticket, it's free.
Throw it away.
I don't think we should. Look, it could be the answer to our problem. It could be fate.
It says here that you are private investigators.
That's correct.
We are not sure that what we seek fits in your category.
Well, why don't you tell us what the problem is, and help you decide?
We are from Vietnam. 10 years ago, there was trouble, and for many people. And the northern invader decided to
punish certain undesirable elements in society. It was a time of great fear and agitation. We were sure that we would be going to prison and maybe executed. So we
gave our children away.
You did what?
We sent our children to an orphanage as if we were already dead. So they could be adopted.
And were they adopted?
Yes, I heard by an American family. We were in prison by then.
Well, how long were you in prison?
Not quite 2 years. We escaped along with others, people in a boat. And we landed in Malaysia. And from there we go to Singapore. And then I'm a doctor, and I was allowed to be there.
Now, during all this, did you hear any more about your children?
At first, only that they were safe in America. Once we settled, I was able to establish my practice again. And we were able to save enough money to come here to America.
from what information we have gotten from the government agencies, we believe that they may be in this city.
But here is a stone wall. Everyone we talk to in authority says they cannot help, or they are not able to help, or they are not interested.
And soon, I think all our savings will be gone and we would have to return to Singapore.
How old are the children now?
Din was 8, so he would be 18 now. Little Chum is not yet 12.
12? You had to be a baby then.
Yes, a baby.
Well, I'll tell you, my partner and I specialize in this type of thing. I have a feeling we might be able to help you.
These are their papers. Their birth certificates, copies of orphanage records, Din's school records, some pictures.
How much do you require retainer?
That's not necessary, not yet. We'll wait and see how the investigation goes first.
When my wife said we were running low on funds, she didn't mean that we would require charity.
I understand. Make the check out for $25.
But that is not enough money.
Well, it's just a retainer, you see. That's what we always charge in cases like this. You know, we're gonna have to be smarter than Mike Hammer to find these kids. I mean, this is a big city. We haven't got very much to go on.
We're not going to have any trouble finding the boys.
Oh, really?
And the problem comes after we find them.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Mom. Here's the mail.
How was your day, son?
Okay.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
You sound so down for nothing to be wrong.
If I got accepted, the university would have contacted me by now, right?
Well, maybe the letter was lost in the mail.
Come on, Mom.
I think your mother's right. Maybe you should give them a call.
What for? I'm only kidding myself.
Well, if it were me, I would want to know one way or the other. Now, either you call them or I will.
All right, I'll call him. scholarship.
Congratulations!
You guys knew this.
And you were worried about getting accepted. You got a full scholarship.
Oh, please forgive us for opening it. We just couldn't wait.
Way to go, bro!
I can't believe this. This is great. Great. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mr. Hopkins?
that's right. Look, I don't mean to be rude, but if you're selling something, you're taking a
No,
full
it's nothing like that. We're private investigators.
Oh? My wife's past starting to catch up with her? Seriously, how can I help?
It's about Din and Chan.
My boys haven't done anything wrong, have they?
No, not at all. Actually, it's about their parents, their Vietnamese parents. They're alive, Mr. Hopkins.
Alive.
That's right, and they'd like to see the boys.
Howard!
Hey, Dad.
I'll be right there.
Look, I know this comes as quite a shock to you.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. They're here?
Yeah, they've been looking for the boys quite a while.
Well, how did you find us?
That's a long story. The important thing is we did find you. How do you feel about allowing your clients to see the boys?
I don't know. Look, I want to talk this over with my wife.
I understand.
These parents, do you know what it is they want?
They just want to see the boys, you know, see that they're okay.
You sure that's all?
As far as we know. They were the boys' parents.
Yeah, they were.
Howard?
Coming!
Look, here's our card. We won't give them your whereabouts until we hear from you.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Hopkins.
Come on, Shrimp. Don't make a career out of that cake. It's your turn to wash.
What's our finish?
Come on, let's go.
Dad!
Mom's not in at the moment, and your father's relaxing in the living room and unavailable for intercession. Afraid you'll have to settle it yourselves.
Come on, let's go. You listen. You heard?
I'm coming.
Yeah, so it's Christmas. Let's go. Come on.
They do carry on. When Denny goes off to college, it's going to be awfully quiet around here. And speaking of quiet, where have you been all evening?
Just thinking, I guess.
Getting a little sad now that Denny's going away?
Yeah, I suppose.
He has turned into someone special. They both have. Who would have thought 10 years ago?
I'll get that. Hello. No, you have the wrong number.
Howard. What's wrong? Come on, tell me.
Today, 2 men came to the door. Private investigators.
And?
The boys' natural parents are alive. They're here, Barbara, and they want to see the boys. I hope we're doing the right thing.
We are. Put yourself in their place, Howard. All they want to do is see the boys, know they're all right. You can't blame them.
You're right, I guess. Denny reacted so strangely when we told him.
Well, it was a shock to him. Wouldn't it be to you?
After all these years, yeah. Jam could care less, that's for sure.
John. Din. You have grown so tall.
Why don't we all go into the house?
All the way from Vietnam to Malaysia, that's 300 miles?
I'm not sure of the distance, but it took 27 days.
And you only had an open boat? It's amazing you survived.
Some didn't, but they had been in prison longer than we and were weaker.
It is an amazing story. Where do you plan to go from here?
Go back to Singapore.
How soon?
That depends on how soon we can get all the necessary formalities arranged.
Formalities?
To take the boys back with us.
To what?
Take them back.
Wait, let's just back up a second here. What makes you think that we would let them go with you?
They are our children.
They are. You didn't just give them to us for a while. They were orphans, or at least they were supposed to be. We adopted them. We raised them.
What right have you to come here and ask for them back?
We are their parents.
Not anymore, you're not. I'm going to have to ask you to leave here.
I wish we should settle this.
It is settled. You just take us to court and see how far you get.
Look, Mr. and Mrs. Strong, why don't we go back to the hotel and talk about this?
There is nothing to talk about. I expect you to honor the promise you made me. And we will wait for your answer.
I can't believe he'd even think such a thing.
Neither can I. Denny. You mentioned something about a promise. What promise?
When my father took us to the orphanage, he made me promise that I would not let anyone separate both Champ and I. Whoever wanted to adopt us had to take us both, or it was no go.
Is that all?
No. I promised that if they survived the death camp and came back for us, both Champ and I would leave whoever had us and go with them.
I expected some sadness since they should be saying goodbye to the children. And I understand how easy it is to become attached to the young people. However, their anger confuses me.
You don't go barging into somebody's house and tell them you're going to take their sons away from them.
Not their sons, my sons.
Don't you understand? They belong to the Hopkins now, legally.
What you said has no bearing on this problem. They are our sons. And I know exactly they really want to stay with me.
Hey, I wouldn't be too sure of that. And I know the Hopkins sure aren't going to go along with it.
I will leave that part to them. We engaged you how to find our son, not to instruct us in how to handle their return. You know that? Come on. We should leave now.
This assignment stinks. Why did we get involved?
Because it was our assignment.
Well, it was a mistake. I mean, if we hadn't butted in, they never would have found those boys. They'd have gone back home.
After all they've been through, they deserve to see their sons.
A right to see them, yes. A right to try to take them back, no. And why don't you admit it, Jonathan? We messed up on this one. We messed up.
Do you believe those people? Come here saying our mom and dad aren't our mom and dad.
They aren't.
Din.
Come on, Chamo. Don't turn dumb on me now. You know we're adopted.
Well, still, it doesn't make those people our real parents.
But it does.
Maybe to you, but not to me. I don't remember them, so...
Listen to me.
No way, I don't know those people, and I'm not going to Singapore, whatever that is.
I don't want to go either, but we might have to.
What are you talking about? This is where I live. I belong here.
Legally, yes, but morally, we belong to the Chongs. What they did to save our lives. Do you understand that?
No, my name isn't Strong. It's Hopkins, and it's going to stay that way.
Dan, come on in.
Mr. Smith?
How you feeling?
All right. I would like to see my mother and father. Would you please tell me where they are?
I'd be happy to take you there.
If you don't mind, I would like to go by myself.
I understand.
I would like you to release me from my promise.
No. Impossible.
Hear me out, please. In the 10 years that I've been here, I've made a good life for myself, and also for Champ.
We would have expected nothing less.
But it is a life that is here in America. I've made many friends. I even got accepted at an excellent university on a full scholarship with the chance to become a doctor like you. It's a life with a good future. If I go back to Singapore, that would mean I will be starting over again.
You will be with your own family again. You will be Vietnamese again. And you'll be called by your rightful name, Ninh Quý Trương.
No. My rightful name is Hopkins, and I am an American.
You are not an American. You are Vietnamese with a long and proud tradition of being Vietnamese.
I don't want to go to Singapore. I want to stay here in America.
How about could you promise? Has becoming an American made keeping your word meaningless? Vietnamese children honor their promises to their parents. And you were born Vietnamese. I'm going for a walk. I need some fresh air. I wish to be by myself.
After all these years, all that you've been through, he is still the same. Stiff-necked, unyielding.
Be quiet. Do you have any idea what it was like back then? Back there? All those months in that filthy prison when we were sure we would be executed. Almost looking forward to it because the conditions were so awful. But one of the things that kept us going was knowing that someday we would see you and Chum again. It kept us alive.
I'm sorry, Mama. But you must understand how I feel. Back in Vietnam, when I was little, he never picked me up, held me like a son. I felt like a stranger. Somebody he had to order around.
It doesn't matter. He is what he is. Your father.
Kind of dark to be shooting hoops.
Yeah,
Why don't you come on inside?
in a few minutes.
Look, son, I think I know how you feel. I know it's not easy.
It's my father, and I made him a promise.
Come on, Denny. You were 10 years old. You don't have to keep that promise. Then, hey, look at me. You're not seriously considering going back there with him. Oh. Your whole life is here. Everything that you have is here. The people that love you are here. God, son. Your mom and I love you.
I know that, and I love you too. But you have to try to understand. My mother and father have lived only for us, for the day that we would be together. They have been through things that you and I would not even be able to imagine. Far worse than death. And if I don't go, I don't think I could live with that guilt.
Guilt that he put on you.
Maybe, but it's there. I can't erase it, and I can't make it disappear.
What about your mother and me? What about us? We have feelings.
God, don't you think I know that? sorry. But you have Champ, and they have no one.
You made your mind up about this, haven't you?
Yeah. I'll tell him tomorrow. Please don't say anything to Champ, okay? I'd like to tell him myself. Father?
Then
I will be going with you to Singapore.
I never doubted that you wouldn't. And your brother,
He will stay here.
you must talk to him. He will listen to you.
No. He doesn't even know you. It's not right. His place is here.
I don't understand. Your promise
Was to return with you. I intend to honor that promise. Champ was just a baby, and he made no such promise.
He is 11 years old. How can he know what's the best for him?
I know what's best for him. To stay with the parents he loves. Now, I don't want to argue about this. Either you get me alone, or you get neither one of us.
You do not make deals with your father.
On this point, I do. Take it or leave it.
It's enough.
I'll prepare to leave.
Your work is finished. What is my final payment?
It's nothing.
I told you I am in no need of your charity.
It's not charity, Mr. Tron. I'm paid for services rendered. What have I accomplished here? A young man forced to leave his life behind because of a fateful promise he made as a child. His younger brother forced to live the rest of his life with the older brother he loved and idolized, a family torn apart. No, Mr. Trong, I don't want to be paid for that.
Hey, bro.
There, Champ.
Look at that mess. What are you doing?
Packing.
Packing. A little anxious to get to college, aren't you? I mean, only till September.
I'm not packing for college. I'm going to Singapore.
No, you're not.
I am.
Din, that's crazy. What are you doing?
Maybe when you get a little older, you'll understand.
Don't give me this older crap, because what you're doing is dumb and it's wrong.
Look, you're not going to understand. And I don't have very much time, so let's not spend it arguing, okay?
Fine. I won't argue. Here, I'll help you pack. You gotta take these, all your big deal trophies. You gotta show them off to all your new friends.
Champ, talk to me.
Hey, no time to talk. We gotta pack these trophies. They're all you care about. Mom and Dad don't mean anything. I don't mean anything. Let me go, let me go. Please, Dad, don't go.
Mr. Smith?
Back a minute.
Of course.
This is Strong.
Did you change your mind about your fee?
No. No, I came here to ask you to reconsider what you're doing.
There's nothing to reconsider. We are again a family. And it is very important for a family to be together.
Have you thought about the Hopkins family? Have you thought about the way they feel? You're splitting up their sons.
They are our sons. A son should be with his father.
You're not thinking about your son. You're only thinking of yourself.
You think that just because I do not act like American father, I do not care for my children? That is not true. And how difficulty being a buddy for my children.
You care, I know that. Just as I know you cared enough to treat wounded Americans during the war.
What do you know about that?
I know all about it. You treated those men knowing that if it came out, you'd end up in prison or even worse.
I'm a doctor. I have no choice.
Oh, yes, you did. And how many of your colleagues turned their backs on him?
How can you know these things?
It's not important. Mr. Trong, what's important is that's the memory you can leave for your son. The memory of a father who was a dedicated man of medicine who risked his life to save others. Instead of leaving him a memory of a tyrant demanding that he keep a promise he made 10 years ago.
We must finish packing. We leave in the morning.
Mr. Strong, are you sure about this? Are you sure about what you're doing to your son?
It is important for Mr. Trong.
I didn't ask you that. How do you feel?
It concerns a promise between a father and son.
But you're the boy's mother. Doesn't the mother have any say in this?
Please go, Mr. Smith.
Goodbye.
Hey, Dad! I missed you so much. Hey, you have a little bit more hair. Hey, oh, Mom's waiting in the car. Come on, let's go. Oh, man, I missed you so much.
Can we wait till the plane takes off?
Yeah.
Hey, you have become a very good and honorable son. I'm very proud of you. Mr. and Mrs. Hopkins have done very well with you. But they deserve to continue their task. Someday, when the time is right, I want you to tell your brother Charles how much we love him. And Joe. But I want you to go back to them. I'm releasing you from your promise. It's not that you are going to honor. Thank you, Father.
Hey, champ. You gonna stand there all day? Let's go home.
I gotta tell you, buddy, you really had me worried for a while.
Me too, buddy. Me too.